Hello and welcome to a very cold, wintry day at Car Creek State Park in Knott County, Kentucky. I'm actually coming to you from the park because I'm getting ready to go into the small town of Hyman, Kentucky, which is the county seat of Knott County, and I'm going to run a roll of film through a new camera, a new to me camera anyway. So this camera is it's kind of a special one for me. It's actually my grandfather's camera. It's a Rolex 20. It was made by the United States Camera Company out of Chicago. They started manufacturing in the 1950s. It's a medium format, as you can see, folding camera. So this is a pretty interesting camera. It's got a little button on the top. You hit it, pops out the lens on a bellows. It has one shutter speed, 1/50th of a second. The shutter is actually integrated into this little door here. So the button's here. See if you can hear it. Yeah, I think you can hear that. Like I said, one shutter speed, 1/50th of a second. It's a fixed aperture. I believe it's f5.6. Could be wrong about that. I'm gonna have to double check that. And so, yeah, there's really nothing to worry about in terms of metering because you can't change the settings up at all. You can change the shutter up. It's got a bulb setting. I don't know why you'd ever use it because you can't. There's nowhere here to fix like a shutter release cable, so it doesn't really matter. So here's the challenge. I'm going to load the camera up with film, Arista EDU 100. I'm going to walk around the town of Hyman, and I'm going to shoot the film and see what I get. The challenge is, for one thing, we're kind of against the clock because we're running out of light. It's already 4 o'clock. It's overcast, so in about an hour, we're going to have basically no light to work with. And also, if you've never been to the town of Hyman, it is tiny. It is super small. It has a population of about 700 people or so. And I'm going to really center my search for photos in the downtown area. I guess Hyman has a downtown area. It's at the courthouse, the center of justice in Knott County. I'm going to be walking around the main street area and seeing what I can get. So this shoots in a rectangular format, medium format. It's going to give me 10 frames. So I've got 10 shots to shoot in about an hour. And let's go get it done. All right. We are in Hyman. So Hyman is home of the annual Gingerbread Festival, if you're not aware already. Every September, I think it's like the second week of September, they close off the main street, set up a bunch of food booths, sell fried foods and gingerbread. I guess that's what they still do. They have live music on a stage. You know, it's typical Eastern Kentucky, Central Appalachia fall festival type thing. I used to love it when I was a kid, though. I don't know. God, this is really hard to get off. Oh my God. All right, Arista EDU. I don't know if I'm gonna buy any more for your film. Can't get the sticker off of it. Just comes off in little tiny pieces. Jesus. Good grief. We'll run out of time. There, finally. Good grief. All right. That's Hindman on the Rolex 20, spelled with 2 L's. So I want to make a couple of quick notes about something that you probably noticed as I was showing the photos, namely some really noticeable lines across each of the photos. That's actually because of something I saw before I used the camera, but just assumed it would be okay. There were a couple of surface rough spots on the metal on the inside along the film plane. I assumed that they wouldn't be a big issue, but of course I was wrong, and they really just dug right into the film. It's an easy fix in Photoshop once the scans are complete, but I didn't really bother to do any of that except on this one right here, which I actually quite like as a photo, and the rest of them really weren't worth the time. Anyway, lesson learned, and if I use this camera again, I'll be sure to address this issue in the future. But as to the functionality of the camera otherwise, it really did work quite well and as expected. The lens is sharper in the middle and less so as the image goes out to the edges. We underexpose quite a bit in some scenarios, but that's also to be expected considering the speed of the film, available light, and actual limitations of the camera itself. But what these images do have, I think, is something that photos from a lot of old cameras like this have. And that's character. They're not technically perfect devices, but they're still a lot of fun to use and to look at the results, quite frankly. And for me, that's the point of photography. Anyway, thanks for joining me to the end, and I'll see you next time.